Earlier today, I gave you this patient and asked you what lung sounds do you hear? Let's talk about it. Okay, so let's talk about this patient and why we hear crackles. Well, the biggest thing that's happening is that we have a pressure problem where we have fluid that's running to the alveoli like so, but we also have fluid that's trying to get out of the lungs as well. And this is the main problem with particularly CHF patients that they have an issue with, is that they have a really difficult time getting fluid out of the alveoli, out of the pulmonary circulation, but have a fine time moving blood in. And so this ultimately creates a pressure problem at the alveolar space and creates your pulmonary edema. And so when you have pulmonary edema like so, and that fills up these these alveoli, that ultimately is going to create your crackle sound because we're still trying to move air in here. So think of it like if you try and blow bubbles into a little bit of chocolate milk, is that when you blow bubbles into it, those bubbles form, and when they pop, that's what creates that sound. And that's effectively what you're hearing in the alveoli when you listen to lung sounds with crackles, is that we're trying to force air into these fluid-filled alveoli that ultimately have too much fluid in them, and then when we blow into them, we have formed bubbles, and ultimately they pop. So that is why we hear crackles with patients that have fluid in the alveoli, simply because we're trying to force air into that fluid area, and those bubbles form, and they pop and crack, which gives us that crackling sound.